Well, good morning. Here we are again. Those of you who were around for lockdown 1 may recognise this view behind me. I think I'm sitting at a bit of an angle compared to what I used to do, but during lockdown 1 I spent a lot of my time sitting here talking to you lot, and I thought what better way to start this lockdown 2 than coming and talking to you lot, frankly. My apologies for my slightly informal attire. It's not going to be too long before I'm going out for some exercise in a little while. So I thought I may as well just get ready and come and talk to you. Now, I'm really sorry, my dog's just, but I'm going to have to go and let my dog in. So while I wait for a few of you to join me, I'm just going to go and let my dog in. Hold on 2 seconds. Right, sorry, he's in. So, in case you're wondering why I'm back in this spot instead of in my clinic, given as the clinic is in the house now, where my husband also works from home, it made sense for him to go and do his all day long Zoom calls from there while I'm not using the clinic. So I've got a bit more time downstairs. So there is one of you. I can't see who you are on here, so if you want to say hello, just chuck a comment on or something. I'll just give it another minute or two. I'm not very awake yet. I'm not used to early mornings, but I figured that the best thing to do to keep in touch with you lot was coming to talk to you. So if you saw my post earlier this morning to say that I was coming on, I've got a little sort of basic program, nothing too complicated, for the next couple of weeks. I've got lots of time to talk to you. So some of the things that I'm going to talk about are things I will have covered over the summer, but obviously I've got new group members since then, and it would be nice to refresh some of that stuff. So today we're going to just cover the importance of a home care routine and how to access sort of reintroducing the Zoom consultations. So I've got my coffee because I'm going to need this to wake up a bit today. One of the I'll just say I'm just so hugely frustrated to be closed again. It really felt like things were starting to go back to normal. Those of you who come and see me regularly will know that it was really starting to settle back down again. So it has been very frustrating not to be able to see you again at the moment. But excuse me, it is what it is. We have to make the most of the situation. So I thought I would reinstate my my regular lives. I'm not going to do every day this time. Those of you who stuck with me, you were amazing. But I'm going to do 3 times a week, and there's some exciting stuff coming up. So I will tell you at the end what's going to be coming up over the next couple of weeks. So home care is crucial anyway, and those of you who come to see me for skin treatments will know how I feel about that. And if you don't establish a decent home care routine, there's probably not a lot of point spending lots of money on treatments. Treatments are amazing. Treatments are fantastic, but half of your result is your home care. And that's why it's so important to establish that first. And 9 times out of 10, when someone comes to see me for a skin consultation, we really focus on the home care first. We get that in place, we establish that, we iron out any problems, because your skin will change sometimes quite quickly. And so it's really important that we get that established first, and get a good routine in, get you used to the right products. Just a couple of things to start with, maybe, depending on the skin concern. And then once you start doing treatments, you're going to get a better result over time. You're less likely to have reactions to things because we'll have sort of repaired your barrier function. That's one of my priorities, actually, is repairing barrier function. A lot of products we use are full of really nasty chemicals. Some of them are astringent. You have perfumes, preservatives, oils, all sorts of things that we don't need in skincare that damage our protective layer. And what happens is you end up with breakouts, redness, irritation. Mask wearing at the minute is causing huge problems. Those of you who saw my live the other day, I'm getting so many problems with mask wearing because of irritation, breakouts, redness, soreness, all sorts of things. So I did actually do a live and a blog on that the other day. So if you want that, let me know and I'll tag it into here. But part of the issue, and one of the things that you need to work on, is barrier function. So it's about getting your skin functioning better for itself. In fact, for everything I do, my priority is getting your skin doing it for itself. So it's getting the right ingredients in. The products that I use, those of you who follow me regularly will know it's Alumier. A lot of you watching today will be using Alumier products already. And it's about getting the right ingredients in to get your skin doing it better for itself. So what I thought I would do, I've just cleansed my skin this morning. I've got nothing on it at all. So I thought what I'll do is do my morning skincare routine with you now, and then we'll talk a bit more about how you can find out how to do that yourself. So I have cleansed with Hydro Boost Cleanser. It's a cream cleanser, which you massage into your skin and wash off. All the cleansers are very, very skin type dependent. Gel cleanser, for example, can only be used on oily skins and skins with a really, really robust barrier function. It lowers the pH of the skin. It's really good for getting off dirt and grime and grease and that kind of thing without encouraging your skin to produce more. But where it lowers the pH when it cleanses your skin, if you have got dry skin or a damaged barrier function, it actually makes the actives in all of the other products or nasty chemicals in other products that aren't Alumier get into the skin more deeply, and you can end up with some problems. So when anybody who uses gel cleanser goes away with a list of instructions with me, and also what to do if you do get that reaction. I use gel cleanser all the time. If you do get a gel cleanser reaction, it's not the end of the world. We can fix it and you can carry on using the product. But I used Hydro Boost this morning. So it's a cream cleanser. All of our cleansers are washed off, even if they're cream ones. You can use cotton wool with it, but it's better to wash it off and get all the residue off your skin. So I did that this morning with a very soft cloth. You can just use water. I like to feel like I've used a cloth, but not big, rough, scratchy sort of flannel type thing. It's got to be soft. And then because my skin is quite robust, I tend to use an exfoliator twice a day. You have to forgive me on the coffee. I need that this morning. I've got two different exfoliating products that I use. We've got another one as well that I tend not to use. I tend to use it more as part of a skin treatment. But Bright and Clear Solution is a liquid brightening exfoliating product. It's really lovely, actually. I've just realised I'm the wrong way around. Can I turn me around so you can see? I used to be able to do this. Here we go. Okay, so this should be the right way around now. There we go. So Bright and Clear Solution is, it's used, can you hear it? It's used a bit like a toner. So it's liquid, but you mustn't use too much of it. Again, it's very active. It's a lactic acid base, but it's also got a tiny, tiny little bit of salicylic acid. So if you do have oily skins, it's really good for that. It's brightening and it's really nice to use. So you use 2 pumps on a cotton pad. I tend to just, I don't know if you can see in this light, I tend to just put it around the edge like that, because you don't want to overuse this. I had a client who was just slapping loads of it on and just sort of splashing it about, and she ended up kind of giving herself a peel basically. So you do use it a bit like a toner, but again, you've got to be careful within the what we call the periorbital rim. This is really hard. Now I flipped the screen. It's not a mirror anymore. I'm doing it all back to front. This is quite active and can feel quite tingly, but it's a really good exfoliating product. Now at night I do use this sometimes, or I use AHA, and when I do an evening one, I'll talk through the routine with you. So although I've cleansed my skin, there's still quite a lot coming off. It does work quite well for getting the last bits of makeup off or grime. You can see my skin has gone a little bit pink. This is an active product. I go red to everything, so I'm quite a good example of what to expect. And don't forget to do under your jawline as well and down into your neck. All the products should come down onto the lower part of your neck as well. So that's Bright and Clear Solution. So that's after cleansing. You would use it. It's part of the routine like we would used to use toners, but it isn't a toner. The next product that I use is my eye cream, partly because I want to protect my eye area from anything else too active as well. It took me a very long time to get an eye cream as part of my routine. It's just making the habit of doing it, and now I do it every day. You can use Alumier twice a day. If you're using the retinol eye, I tend to use the retinol at night, but you can use both together. So, this is so hard back to front. So I put it across my brow bone, so across here, and then underneath the eye, I'm very tired this morning. I'm hoping this is going to work wonders on me later. I couldn't sleep. I don't know if you ever get that, just couldn't sleep. And then the dog was sick at 3 o'clock this morning. So I've been up half the night, which is nice. So that's just gently patting on. Use your fourth finger because you don't drag so hard. Just pat on into the eye area. So I do look a bit baggy this morning because I haven't had very much sleep. But then anything else, then that's already on my eye area. So if I go too close, it's going to protect my eyes a bit. But you can see I've got quite a lot of pigmentation. It's really obvious this morning in this light. So I've got a patch there and I've got a patch here. This one isn't going to go. This is a keratosis. It's very hard to get rid of keratosis. But we'll talk about pigmentation and the best way to get rid of that soon. So the next product that I use is Ultimate Boost Serum. This I recommend pretty much for everybody. There's very few people who don't get that on their list. It's a hyaluronic acid based hydrating serum. You can see you only need one pump, a tiny bit, already bit. There we go. One pump on there. It's very hydrating. Just literally one pump, that's all you need. Sometimes people overuse, you don't need to overuse these products. They are very concentrated. They do last. You can see I'm quite pink now. It just shows the activity in these products. And but don't worry, that does settle, and that most people don't go pink as I do. You can see the white bit where I've had my Alumier. And then today I'm going to use Sand Moisture Matte. Now, this is a great product. I tend to vary between the different sunscreens. A daily sunscreen is absolutely essential. It is my number one. If you don't use that, don't bother doing anything else because it's a pointless product. One of these will last up to 6 months. They last for a really, really long time. They've changed the format on the Moisture Matte. There's not quite as much colour in them as they used to be. I tend to use Versatile Tint a lot as well. It's a very hydrating product. This is also your day moisturiser, and I know it doesn't look like it in this one because it doesn't look anything like a moisturiser. But it's got the consistency of a thick foundation, but what happens is the colour is supported in the product. I said this one, there isn't as much colour as there used to be in this, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still lovely. So what you do is you would normally activate this on your face, but I'm trying to demonstrate. I might have to just do it and show you. So it's a thicker product than your average moisturiser. But they're very, they are hydrating. They are also protective and antioxidant, as well as a factor 40 sunscreen. Don't forget your top lip. When I started doing these lives, I realised I missed my top lip quite often. So at the moment, it still looks quite white. And what you have to do is you have to keep massaging. The massage itself is good for the skin. And as you massage, the colour is released from the little microcapsules within the product, and it gives you a little bit of colour. It's not quite a foundation layer anymore. They used to be. They're not quite as dark as that, but that can really suit some people. Some people didn't like the heavier, darker colours, so these are a bit paler now. And there you go. If you can see. So like I said, factor 40 sunscreen. Don't forget your brow bone, under your eyes. Okay, this is one of the products you can put around your eyes, but never put any of the products on the lid. Okay, so why we wear sunglasses all the time. You don't want to be putting anything on here. The skin is far, far too delicate. These are far too active to be put in there. So there you go. So if you see now, actually, that pigment, that side and here isn't quite as obvious. That's given it just a little bit of coverage, evened out my skin tone. So if we were to take a screenshot from the beginning of this session to now, you'll see that my skin looks much sort of smoother and clearer. So it is a really nice product to use. There's different ones for different people. And we need to match this one to skin tone. I can sometimes I'm getting quite good at it. I could sometimes do it on a Zoom call, but I tend to send samples out anyway. So that is all I would do in the morning. It's taken me obviously 10 minutes, but actually I would do that in a few seconds. It doesn't take very long at all. So cleanse, Bright and Clear, which is the replacement for your toner, eye cream and serum, moisturiser and sunscreen. That's it. There are other products if you're having pigmentation serums, things like that. There are other things you could use. And then at night, it would be different again. And I will come and do an evening one at some point to show you the retinols and those kind of things. The other product that I haven't put on this morning, and that's because mine's run out, is vitamin C. It's a really, really crucial product. And again, we'll probably do a live on that on its own over the next couple of weeks. So that's a basic day routine. You don't need anything more complicated than that. You can make it more complicated, you can make it more active, you can get better results, but this on its own will give you a really, really nice skin treatment sort of during the day, and protective. That's so important, is that protection on the skin. So I've now got factor 40, sunscreen, and a very active moisturiser in that product. So this is my hero product, is our sunscreen. So if you do nothing else, make sure you get a sunscreen into your routine. So your routine of skincare is really, really important. It's more important than anything else, and if you haven't got that in, it's a bit pointless doing anything else. So question is, how do you get that? How do you find out what you need? Because obviously the Alumier products are very active, they're quite complex, there's a lot of them, and you would need to have a consultation beforehand. So in lockdown 1, we did introduce regular Zoom consultations, and they proved really, really successful, because it means I'm able to get enough information from you to understand your skin, to work out what you're already using, what your concerns are. With some people, depending on what their skin concerns are, I might say you need to stop using that and that, or stop using everything, try with these couple of products for a few days and move on from there. With other people, it'll be like, okay, right, well, finish off your cleanser, that's fine. You've got a sunscreen in place, fine, but maybe drop in a serum, or no, stop using that moisturiser, use a sunscreen, and then we'll add something in later. It's about building it up and getting used to the products. I don't want to overload anybody, so if you've got some products you're using up, then that's fine, unless I think they are doing you have a clinical issue with them, that they are causing some of the problems you're concerned about, because that can happen. So the point of the Zoom consultation is for me to get to know you a bit better, for me to get to know your skin a bit better, and to make some recommendations of the things that would be most useful for your skin. And then you can decide what you want to do from there. You will get a prescription online. You can order straight from online. I can drop stuff off for you. You can come and collect from me. I've got a little collection box outside, so we can keep the social distancing and the no contact. So it's a really useful way to start a skin routine without having to do anything too complicated, without actually having to come into the clinic. So all you do to organise one of those is to message me. Skin consultations are £30 because I can spend up to an hour with you. And what we can do as well, the other way of doing it is to make it a bit more interesting, is to pre-order a skin treatment, and you will get, so for £45 you will get your skin consultation and a skin treatment, and I do it with you across Zoom. So that's quite a nice way, and so long as I get a couple of days notice, I can stick one in the post, or I can drop it off for you, and then you get to have a nice, quite an active little skin treatment, and then you can do that with me, and as a result we can talk to you a bit more about your skin as you're doing that. So anybody who wants to Zoom, all you need to do is just give me a message, or just put your hand up at the bottom of this thread later on today, and I'll contact you. There's no obligation to do anything after that, but I'd thoroughly recommend doing it with a little skin treatment, because it's why not pamper yourself while we've got nothing else going on? And I'll put a post up about that later on today as well, so you can always message me from that as well if you want to do anything. I haven't got my specs on, so I've got no idea what time it is. So it's 10:02. So I just wanted to come in and do a bit of a reintroduction today. I haven't done many lives lately. I want to get back into the swing of things. I said I'm a bit more tired than I was expecting to be this morning, having been up half the night. But if you get any questions about skincare or anything else really, or you know anybody who might be interested in joining the group, please do invite them. The more the merrier. There's a few very active ones of you in the group, and it's lovely to see you. But it'd be nice to get some more people in as well, particularly over lockdown. There's going to be a lot more going on. Oh yes, and so part of this was to tell you what's going on for the next couple of weeks as well. So although I don't have my list in front of me, I'm going to talk about home treatments on Wednesday. And on Friday, we've got a live one-to-one with the very lovely Vicky. So Vicky Spencer-Kibble is, she's actually a very talented, the word's gone out of my head, but she's a clinical hypnotherapist who does rapid transformational technique therapy. But I've known Vicky for a long time, and we've recently got on and sorted her skin out for her, and she's had some amazing results. So she's very kindly offered to come and chat to you with me on Friday about that. So you can actually go through the process with her. You can see what she did, the problems she was having her skin, and what we've done to get on top of that as well, and what we're going to carry on doing, because none of this is magic. This is a process, but actually, to be fair, it only took a few weeks of doing the right things, taking some of the wrong things out, putting some of the right things in. We did a couple of treatments, mainly LED on Vicky, actually. Not very much at all. We didn't need to do very much. And it's really, really changed her skin. So as I said, she's very kindly agreed to come in on Friday and have a chat with us about that. So stand by for that one. And then next week, so Wednesday we're talking about home treatments. So I'm hatching a plan. Actually, I might get someone, a bit like I said on the Zoom consultation, about getting someone to do one live with me on Wednesday. So if you're interested in that, put your hand up and I'll drop one off. No cost to that. I'll drop one off for you if you're happy to go live with me and do it. So if you are interested in doing a little treatment, give me a shout and I'll get you live on Wednesday morning with me. Planning for 8:30, but if that doesn't work for any reason, we can always make it a little bit later to accommodate that. So I'll stick a post out about that. I need to write some notes. And then next week we are going to talk about some specific products. We're going to talk about some of the key ingredients you need. So things like your sunscreen and your retinols, why they're important. We are going to talk about other things that affect your skin health: stress, sleep, gut health, routines, all those kind of things, dehydration. And dig down a bit into other things. This is not just about what we do with products. There's a lot of other things that impact on your skin as well. So we're going to talk about that next Friday, and which I haven't asked her yet, but I am going to give the lovely Coralie a nudge and see if she'll do a live with me again. It's been a while since we did one. So I'm going to see if I can get her on board as well on Friday. And if anybody wants to talk about anything in particular, if anybody has any skin concerns at all, please do shout and let me know, because I will cover them. We've got an opportunity to do it now. Let's make the most of that opportunity, and we'll cover anything that anybody wants to know, really. So I think I've talked to you long enough this morning. I'm waking up slowly. I need the rest of my coffee though. I'm hoping that a bit of a workout later on is going to wake me up a little bit. And I hope that's been useful and interesting. Any questions on any of these products, just let me know. And keep watching, keep coming in, keep coming. So come and keep me company. It's a bit dull, isn't it? Not being able to go out and see people properly. Hopefully we'll see you again on Wednesday. So thank you lot that have joined me, and hopefully if you're watching this back later, any questions, just give me a shout and